Welcome to Let's Talk Business. My name is Segun Manuel, and on today's episode of the program, we'll be looking at why do small businesses fail and the way out. To help us do justice to today's topic on the program, we have a very wonderful man in the house. He's an international speaker, a consultant, and also a preacher. Today we have Olumide Emmanuel in the house. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Olumide Emmanuel is the CEO of Commonsense Group, and they're into, tell us more about what you're into, sir.
Well, the Commonsense Group is a group of company with 9 subsidiaries. So we're into real estate. So we have Commonsense Estate, which is the estate part. We have Commonsense Oil and Gas, which is the oil and gas part. We have Commonsense Travel and Tours. Wow. We have Commonsense Publishing, which is the publishing arm. And we have Commonsense Training and Seminars. And we have the Commonsense Media. We have a media studio where we produce a lot of media product. So on and on like that. So there are 9 subsidiaries under the
Commonsense Group. Yeah. I like the word common sense. They say common sense is not common.
Yeah, it's not.
So why did you choose common sense as a name for your company?
Just because common sense is not common. We want to help people understand the practical application of principles in transforming lives. And that's what we've been doing in the last couple of decades that we've been doing what we're doing. Yeah.
Wow. Good to have you, sir, on the program.
Thank you very much.
You just told us now that your company has 9 subsidiaries.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Today we're looking at why businesses fail.
Yeah.
For you to have had 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 9, it means you know why businesses don't fail. So how did you get to expanding to these 9 different subsidiaries?
Well, one of the things you need to understand is that everyone that you've seen become a success has a story to tell. For instance, I've had 4 businesses that failed before. Before I was able to have 9 that is now doing well. When you do a lot of study, I've been to Harvard Business School, and when I was in Harvard Business School, one of the things we dealt with is some of these issues of why businesses fail. Because if you look at what has been happening in the last few years with the global recession, you come to realize that a lot of companies that have even been over 100 years old, 50-year-old company, have gone under. And then what we're trying to find out in this course when I was in Harvard Business School is why is it that these businesses that have existed for 50, 60, 70 years have finally gone under just because of the global recession. So I know that I have what it takes to help businesses to succeed because I've failed before and I've succeeded, and I can tell you how not to fail. Now, one of the things you need to understand is that whenever you're starting a business, over 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years.
That's
over
right.
80%.
At the incubation stage.
Yeah, and then another 80% fail in the next 5 years. So when you see a business that have survived a decade, they have a story to tell. And now the question is, why do these businesses fail? There are lots of reasons why the businesses fail, depending on what kind of business you are into and depending on where you are. So we can start taking them one after the other if you're ready.
Let's go on, sir.
Okay. Number 1 is lack of a strong vision and purpose. You need to understand that whatever you get involved in on earth, there are going to be challenges. But you see, what keeps you going despite the challenges is the strong passion and the strong vision that you have for what you are doing. A lot of people go into business not because they have a strong passion or a strong vision for what they are doing, but because, I want to be a businessman. Right. They just want to be a businessman. They just want to be free from having to say yes to somebody. They just want to be able to say, I'm running something of my own. So you see a lot of them going about with complimentary card and briefcase, I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur. They don't even understand what entrepreneurship is all about. So number 1, lack of a strong vision and purpose. Because when you have a strong vision and purpose, you will be able to go on despite the odds. Because tough times never last, but tough people do. Anyone you see that have succeeded in business, they've gone through tough times. They've gone through challenges, but they have been able to continue because they had a strong vision and a strong purpose that has kept them going. So that's number 1 reason, strong vision and strong purpose. Number 2 is round peg in a square hole. I call it misplacement. You need to understand that you cannot succeed in what you are not gifted, talented, anointed, or trained for. Success is within this 4 levels. You either have to be gifted, talented, anointed, or trained for it. So a lot of people go into business that does not even fit into their personality. Yeah, they are not gifted for it, they are not trained for it, they are not anointed for it, they are not talented for it. They just feel, that's what everybody is doing, let me join. So they join because that's what everybody is doing, and then when they get in there, they discover that they are not cut out for it. Can you imagine someone that is an introvert, someone that is a laid-back person going into marketing? How will you be able to convince people? when you are talking and you are not even someone that is outspoken, you are not sure what you're saying, you're going to miss out. So you need to understand that for you to be able to go into business, you have to be sure that it is a business that is tailor-made for you. That is why in management, we do what is called a SWOT analysis, where we have to set your strengths, your weaknesses, and your opportunities and your threats, and then we customize a business for you. So you as an individual now, if you come to me as a business consultant and wealth creation agent and say, look, I want to go into business, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions to try to help you understand yourself, and then I'm going to lay before you different business options and platforms that fit into your personality, your experience, your training, and then we marry the two together, and then you're able to excel. So that's the second reason, misplacement. People are just in the wrong business. They are not caught up for what they are doing. Number three reason why businesses fail is staff matters. Employment and staff issue. You see, unfaithful staff can ruin your business.
That's right.
When you have unfaithful people around you, they can mess you up big time. So people need to understand that if you're going to go into business, there are a lot of things about businesses and staff you need to understand. I have what I call like the 25 master key for managing staff. And then one of the things you need to do is from the day you employ them, most of these things have to be put in place in such a way that when they come in, they don't mess you up. So when people have the wrong kind of staff, when these staff come in, they can sabotage your business.
That's right.
When they come in, they can mess up your business, because if they don't offer good customer service to people that come into the business, if they don't make sure that they live according to the ethics and the protocol of the establishment, there's going to be trouble. So most people get into trouble because of that staff issue. That's another. Number four reason why businesses fail is competition. Now, you see, when we talk about competition, you need to understand that healthy competition is very, very good. We need competition in the market because competition helps the industry to thrive. That's why you find that when you have only one or two people in a particular industry, it's not really called an industry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's when people come in there and we have lots of people coming in that it becomes an industry, and then people are able to move from there. So number one, you need to understand that when it comes to competition, there is healthy competition, but you also need to understand that even though there is healthy competition, the competition is not there so that you will survive. They are there to make sure they take a portion of the market share. So when it comes to competition, there is a principle that I want people to always realize. It's called the copycat principle. Now, the copycat principle states that whenever you have an idea and you take your idea into the market, in 6 months, many more people will be taking over the idea. So, because we have a lot of people, when it comes to business and ideas and money, there are four set of people. There are people that have ideas without money. There are people that have money without ideas. There are people that have no money, no idea. There are people that have ideas and they have money. When you have idea and you don't have too much money, be careful of people that have money without idea, because they can use their money to take over your idea and take your idea to the next level, and you end up being like a copycat. So the copycat principle is like, when you are going into business, realize that this idea I'm taking into the market in 6 months, many people will come and copy what I'm doing. So that means in order to survive and to be able to keep your business going despite the competition, you have to keep innovating and keep reinventing yourself. And that means that before you go into the market with one idea, you must have 7 levels of that idea in the archive. So in 6 months, while they are trying to get a grip of the first level, you move into level 2. So they are forever pursuing, never able to catch up with you. And that's the secret of being able to excel in the midst of all this. Another reason why businesses fail is lack of proper cash flow management. Now, cash flow is the lifeblood of a business. I'm about to make a statement now that will shock you if you don't have understanding of business. A profitable business can go bankrupt.
That's right.
A lot of people think, oh, we are making profit. No, it's not profit, it's cash flow management. A lot of people are making profit, but even though they are making profit, they are going under because they don't know how to manage their cash flow. So lack of proper cash flow management can kill a business, because you see a lot of people, they are making money, but because they are not managing their cash flow, as the money is coming, they are either pushing it into raw materials or they are pushing it into an asset, and then by the end of the month, a lot of expenditure comes due, and they are like, wow, we don't have liquidity. And then even though they have a lot of assets, they don't have liquidity, and that's a trouble. So management of your cash flow is very, very important, because the cash flow is the life of the business. Just like blood flows through your vein, cash has to be flowing. So whatever business you are doing, you must be sure that you have a cash flow business, or you have something that infuses cash, and you know how to manage that cash so that you will not damage your business. Now, another thing that goes hand in hand with this, which also causes problem in business, is overinvestment in fixed assets. overinvestment in fixed asset.
I thought to say it's better to invest in fixed asset than invest in current.
Now you see, I said overinvestment in fixed assets. Now you are a young man. You've gone to school. You've graduated, and now you have a business idea. You want to start, and then you talk to a mentor or an angel investor, or you get private placement people to invest into you, or you just get a loan or whatever, and then you have 10 million to start your business. And the first thing you go and do, you rent an office and you pay for 3 years. You buy AC, you buy generator, you buy furniture. At the end of it, you buy an official car. Before you know it, you have spent 7 million putting
out of the 10 million.
Putting office in place, whereas you don't have enough money to run the business itself. So that's one thing that kills business. So a lot of people, they fail from day one because they are not ready to start small. The road to the top is at the bottom. It's only the grade that starts from the top. So you need to understand that you have to be able to build from ground floor up. If you don't build from the ground floor up, you won't have enough foundation and enough structure for that business to be able to thrive. So people need to understand that you don't overinvest in fixed asset. It also goes in line with the issue of staff, because you see some people, they are going into business and then from day one, he's employing 3 people. You say, I'm the CEO, he has a secretary, he has this, he has that. And before you know it, by the time you gather all these people together, you're having to pay too much salary. Your overhead is too much. So that's another reason why a lot of businesses fail. And in continuing, another reason why businesses fail is government policy.
Okay, so I'm going to cut you there. Okay. When we come back, we'll look at government policies as it relates to small businesses and why they fail.
Okay then.
We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll see how government policies affect small businesses and their growth. We'll come back with Olumide Emmanuel still with us in the studio. We'll be right back.
Has your heart been turned apart? Are you frustrated about life? Have your dreams been shattered? Have you been abused, laughed and squandered? Rejected and dejected? If you are having doubts and fears and you need to talk to someone or you need to listen to someone, and if you want to be somebody and you want to go somewhere, my dear, we have got someone special that God has prepared for a time like this. She is a mother, a preacher, a teacher, a sister and a friend. Mama Helen Orija Jaffo on the program Mama Helen and You on the African Broadcasting Network.
Gospel African. Singing is taken to the highest heights with African beats on Gospel African. It's entertaining and informative.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Business. We have been with Olumide Emmanuel, who's an international speaker, a consultant, and also a preacher. He's been telling us reasons why small businesses fail, and we are going to be looking at not just why they fail, we'll tell you the way out. Sir, you were looking at government policies as they affect small businesses.
Yeah, government policies can also allow a business to fail. So whenever people want to go into business, one of the things they have to ask themselves is, this business I'm going into, what are the policies of government with reference to this particular aspect or industry of the business? What are the plans of the government concerning this aspect of business I'm going into? So if you go into a particular business and then the government policy is not favorable to that kind of business, it can kill your business. Sure. For instance, there are people that have gone into business in importing furniture, importing textiles, importing some kind of materials, and then government bans the material or bans the importation of that particular aspect of what they're doing, and then their business is down. Why? Because they probably did not do enough research, or the government just wasn't favorable. They may have done their research, but all of a sudden when you live in an environment where we have irrational government policies, because in this part of the world we have irrational leadership and irrational government policies. They make laws without considering the people. You see, in developed nations, the people are consulted. Laws emanate from the people.
That's right.
The people are consulted to find out what do you want, because democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But in the third world where we are, it's not that way. It's more like a strategic dictatorship leadership. So the leaders just come up with all kinds of stuff, and most of the time when they ban those stuff, they continue to use what they have banned. So businesses die Businesses go under because of lack of a strong government policy. So that's another reason why government and businesses fail. And now another reason why businesses fail is the unfaithfulness of the business owner themselves. You see, a lot of people are in business, but they don't even know why they are going to be in business. So they kill their business themselves. They sabotage their business. For instance, if you are a businessman, we advise people in management that when you are a businessman, even though you are the owner of the business, you must separate yourself from the business. You are an individual entity. Your business is an individual entity. And when you are an individual entity and the business is an individual entity, then that means that you yourself have to earn a salary from the business. So that means even though you are the owner of the business, you don't live beyond your salary. So there has to be a salary that you will collect. But if you don't earn a salary, and you say, okay, it's my company, I'm the owner, then you just come in, hey, give me 50,000 there, I'm traveling, do this, do that. Then before you know it, you're going to ruin your business. Before you go into any major expenditure, you have to ask yourself, can my business handle it? Because you see a lot of people, they are running a business, and then, oh, I'm going for this conference, go and buy me a business class ticket. You buy a business class ticket for 850,000. You pay for a hotel. By the time you have gone for 7 days and return, 3 million has been spent from your business for a 7-day journey that may not even have a direct impact upon the success of your business. And then before you know it, you are going on this or you are going on that. Yes, it's your business. Yes, it's your money, but you are going to go on that. So lack of that faithfulness, of lack of wisdom in being able to manage that as the owners of the business themselves is going to be a major problem. Another reason why businesses fail is poor location. Poor location. If you as a business are wrongly located, you'll be dislocated. Because there is a location where your location is waiting for you. So you need to always ask yourself the question. Now, I'm going into this kind of business. Who are my audience? Who are my target audience? If you, for instance, if you import a container load of sanitary pads and you go to the boys' hostel to sell, you are going to go bankrupt.
That's right.
Why? Because you have a right product for a wrong market. So when you are going into business, you need to ask yourself, this is my product. Where is my market? Everywhere is not your place. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be in the right place. So if you are going to a business, depending on the kind of business you are going to, you need to, where is the location where this business can best thrive? That's why you discover that banks and eateries don't go off the road. When you want to look for a bank, you want to look for an eatery, you see them right on the main road where people will identify them. But when you say, okay, Jeluge branch or Jeluge bank, Salusi Street, off Abelu Street, off, you are gone. So by the time you are going off, you are already dislocated. You are off the road and you are off the market. So whenever you are going to a business, if it's a factory, you can put your factory anywhere. That's why people have their factory far away, but their showroom is right on the road because you have to show it. That's why it's called a showroom. So you need to ask yourself, where is the location where my business can best thrive? Once you are able to get that sorted out, it will go a long way in helping you to be able to succeed. And then lack of experience is another reason why businesses fail. A lot of people don't have experience because see, some people just feel, oh, I have the money, or my father is rich, give me money, I'm going to start business. Do you have an experience? Do you know the secrets of the code? Do you know the secret of the business? Because you need to understand that for every business there is a secret. It's called the secret of the trade. It's called trade secret. So if you don't know what people do to make them succeed, you're going to be frustrated. Now there's a principle called the iceberg principle. Now the iceberg principle is taken from the iceberg in the midst of a sea, and it states that for every one part that you see, there are 9 parts that you do not see. So when you see a man succeeding, there are things he does in secret that makes him to shine in the open. Those things he does in secret that makes him to shine in the open are the trade secrets. You don't get that by going into the business. You get that by learning under those that have gone ahead of you. So before you go into a business, if you really want to succeed, you need mentoring. You need to join people that have gone into the business to gain experience from them, even if you have to pay for it. Pay them to teach you. Pay them to learn. Because see, the fact that you have gone to school and you have degrees, that's nothing. Because you can have BSc in business administration. I've seen hundreds and thousands of people that have business administration certificate, but they can't run a business successfully. Because you see, having PhD in swimming does not make you a swimmer.
That's right.
So you can have PhD in swimming technology and they throw you into the water and you drown and die. So a lot of people have the certificates, but they don't have the practical and the technical know-how to make it happen. That you learn in the field. That's why our brothers from the East in Nigeria, the Igbo guys, will go under apprenticeship. And then under apprenticeship, they learn under a master for a few years. And after that, they come out of that apprenticeship and they become a master of their own. Now, while that guy is going through their 4 years or 5 years or whatever years of apprenticeship, you are going to school and you are going to school to get a certificate, and then you get a certificate but you don't have the practical know-how to produce results. He doesn't have the certificate, but he's certified to make money because he has the technical know-how to succeed in business. Exactly. So that particular know-how you need to learn. So it's very, very important for people that want to go into business to make sure that they do that as part of what they want to do. And then another thing that will destroy a business is lack of balance and lack of proper order. Because see, when there is no order, there is disorder. When there is no balance, there is imbalance. Now, when you are running a business, there are some laws you must not break. When you are running a business, there are some orders you must follow. And then when your business is not in line with those laws or in line with those orders, you are going to fail. Number one, what are the kind of laws or orders you need to look into? You must be a law-abiding business. That's the first thing. Your business must be a legal business. It must not be a business that is producing a product or a service that will destroy humanity. It must not be a business that is producing a product or a service that is illegal. It must not be a product that is producing a product or service that will bring pollution to the atmosphere. Because when you are doing something and the people around you are not happy with what you are doing, it's only a matter of time before they bring you down. So you need to understand that another law, apart from making sure that you obey the laws of the land, is to make sure that you keep your business statutory legal. That means you must pay your taxes. Yes. You must make sure that you have all the right certification for whatever you are doing. You don't just go into something out of emotion and sentiment and say you are ignorant, because ignorance of the law is not an excuse. These are disorders in business that makes them to go. So you see some people, they go and they say, what happened to them? It's a disorder somewhere. Something went wrong somewhere. There's a certificate they did not have. There's a tax they did not pay. There's something they did that they are not supposed to do, and they went under. Still on this issue of lack of order and, is the issue of your staff. Now, you see, when people are working for you, we have said it for years, if you pay peanuts, you hire more. Now, whosoever you are hiring, no business must pay below the minimum wage. That's illegal. Now, it may not be legal as in you go to jail, but it's illegal in the principle of business, because the law that you are breaking is called the law of life. So when you employ people, what is the minimum wage that people are supposed to be paid for the kind of job they are doing? You must never pay people below the minimum wage, because it will work against you. Now, apart from that, you must make sure you pay people on time. Now, paying people on time means that you don't owe salaries of your staff. In all our companies, we pay salaries on the 28th of the month. Everybody knows, no matter what goes down, 28th, my money is in my account. And now that gives them an assurance. But you see a lot of people working in companies, the C.E.O. is flying around in business class, just like we have in our country today. All the politicians are living large, and then they can't pay the minimum wage of the people that are the grassroots doing the job. So you see a lot of people, the CEOs are living large, doing all kinds of stuff, and the guys are not paid. It happens everywhere, in ministry, in business. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, people are not paid, and you are telling them story. That's an error. You are breaking the law of life. Because for every man that is working, there are at least 7 dependents on them. That's Even right. If you earn 10,000, there are 4 people looking up to you. So because we live in a poor, over 70% of Nigerians are poor. So what are we talking about? Nigeria is a poor nation. We have money in potential, but people are poor. The money is only in the hand of the few people that have been able to create wealth, or the people that have stolen it. So people are poor. So when one person has a job, people are dependent on. So if you don't pay that one person, you are not only depriving that one person, you are depriving 7 other people that are depending on that one person. So that is another error that people do in business. They feel, oh, it's my business, I don't have money, I'll pay people later. You are breaking the law. Because once their spirit is not happy with you, once they are not happy doing the job, it is going to pollute the atmosphere, and it only takes you to be sensitive to see that the atmosphere has been polluted. So there are lots of things that you need to understand when it comes to this issue of laws. There are loads of laws. Do unto others as you want to be done unto you. Make sure that you do well to everyone you meet. Make sure that your product and service is, you don't have an unjust way. You see a lot of people, they pollute their products.
Take undue advantage.
You see, they pollute their product. You start out with a good quality product, and then because you see that people have started buying, so you start reducing it. As you are reducing your potential, and you are going to go under. So those are different laws under this one reason. There are about 17 laws under this disorder issue. So the unjust way is, or don't come up with unjust way, because in a quality business, you have what we call the research and development unit, or the quality control unit. Now, the quality control unit is, you don't necessarily have to have a department for that, But if you have a group of people that are excellent, they can come up and begin to control the quality of the product that you are producing. That's quality control. Then research and development are people that you come together as a think tank to begin to research into how to develop your product. So if quality control and research and development is not being done, your products will not stay ahead in the market. People begin to notice that something is wrong in your product or your service, and then before you know it, they are gone. And then customer service. Poor customer service is another reason why
I think we need to really emphasize on poor customer service, because in Africa it's like there's no customer service. If you look at what's going on with our telecoms industry, look at what's going on with basic industry, things that we really, there's no place to complain. What do you have to say about that, sir?
Well, I think it's the leadership of the country. Our government, we have a government that is not really sincere about the less privileged. Because in most of these telecom companies, they paid to come in here to get the license. All the money they pay, where is the money? All the licenses of all the telecom industry, where is the money? Number two, there are laws that guide what the telecom industry are supposed to do. They are supposed to come in because you call it privatization, you call it bringing foreign investor, foreign direct investment. Now you bring them in, they are supposed to come in, do a business, and then sublet major part of the business to Nigerians to create job for Nigeria. But now they come in, they are the one doing the business, they bring their brother, their sister, they come take over. So Nigerians are doing nothing. You want to do a contract, you give it to a white man, the only place you see the Nigerians are the one digging the road. They are the one doing the manual labor, hard work. And then the white man you gave the job to is the one earning the money in one air-conditioned office and giving instruction. Now, if the Nigerians can be the one digging the ground and putting the cement, why couldn't they be given the job? So there is a lot of shady stuff going on with reference to this. And when people when they give you poor service, our government is supposed to sanction them. But how can government sanction them when government is making money from them? Most of this telecom industry, there are a lot of deals and kickbacks that are going back to the officials. So the official that is supposed to enforce the law, for every call you make, maybe it's getting 2 kobo or it's getting 50 kobo. You now want to go and sanction the place where 50 kobo is coming, 50 kobo times 2 million people, times 20 million. The guy is not going to shoot himself in the leg. Exactly. So the corruption in the system is another reason why that is happening. That's why a GSM operator, you will make a call, the call has not gone through, they collect your money. You send text is not delivered, your money is deducted. Our government is not doing anything. They make noise in the open to make you think they are doing something. But for those of us that are in business that know what happened, they are not really doing anything. So everybody has to continue to talk. We have to continue to talk. We have to continue to complain until people that have conscience can listen to the cry of the poor and then begin to make adjustments where necessary. Because the same money they are defrauding from you, they are doing all kinds of promo with the same money. Come and win this, come and win that. I don't need to win anything. Just give me quality service. Instead of telling me to come and win this million, win that million, reduce the tariff of the cost I'm making and give me good service. But the money they deprive you of through the poor service, they will bring it back to you from the back door again and say they are giving you promo. It's all just misplacement of priority.
And that can make business fail.
That can make a lot. So customer service is very, very key. As a matter of fact, one of the leverage you can have ahead of your competition is customer service. In our own company, we set up a customer service unit. And we employed a lot of people that said, look, we want to do something about customer service. Because once the customer service is tight, you'll be amazed.
People are tied to your business.
People will be happy. They replied me. I called them. So in our company, we have what we call Formula 48. And now Formula 48 is that no matter your inquiry, whether you come through our doors or through our windows, that's our own terminology. Through the doors are people that physically come into our office. Through the window are people that come through the email, telephone, Twitter, Facebook. Whether you come through the door or through the window, in 48 hours, we're going to reach out to you. And once we have that policy, if one staff mess up that policy, you are sacked. You are not punished, you are not queried, you are sacked. So that people can know that this is not, we don't toy with 48 hours. Exactly. So if you have to do night vigil, you do night vigil. If you have to climb the moon, you climb the moon. In 48 hours, whatever inquiry, whatever request comes from the customer, you must get back to them within 48 hours. And once you have customer service policies like that, it will help. But another thing that will help customer service is consistent training, because the customer service attitude and principles are things that people have to be taught over and over again, because over a period of time, if it is not yet a culture, it can escape their memory, it can escape them, and then they begin to draw back. So you have to consistently train your people, and that will go a long way in helping.